Hey guys, in this video I'm detailing a maintenance client of mine's carpet, and it's the impossible carpet, and I want to show you how to deal with the impossible carpet in like 5 minutes or less. So some of you guys are already well acquainted with the type of carpeting I'm talking about, but I just want to zoom in and show you just to define it. This is the type of carpeting that's really cheap that entry-level car manufacturers place in the vehicles because it's less expensive. When you get normal grass, nasty dirt, kids getting in and out of the car, this particular maintenance client has babies, and you get it stained or you get these little leaf and grass pieces in it, it's basically impossible to get out. That's why we call it the impossible carpeting. You can see even as I rub my finger just like this, basically as hard as I can, it's still not coming out from underneath the fibers because it's a rat's nest of fibers underneath here that are not sticking up like this traditionally. They're sticking out like this, going in every which way. So I want to show you guys what it looks like real quick. Lots of stuff. How do I fix this really quickly? The very first thing I'm going to do is simply vacuum up all the stuff that will come up when I do vacuum. So I'm not going to waste your time. Let me vacuum up this side of the carpet so we can compare the before and after here after we get finished. Now I want to show you guys what we're left with here after vacuum number 1. Once again, there's tons of, not just staining, but in particular stuff, right? Grass, little leaves, dirt, from maybe crumbs of food, all in these creases. And of course, if I go under here, hopefully you guys can see a bunch of those crumbs underneath there. It looks more dramatic in person. It doesn't pick up on it totally in the camera. So let's look at the next door. This is what it looked like before. So we got a good before and then after vacuum number 1. What is the next step here? The next step here is relatively straightforward. I'm taking my steamer and I'm gonna blast all of these areas. I know I just vacuumed, and the biggest issue guys have is after they vacuum, they wanna be careful because I'm gonna be blasting crumbs and dirt all over that I just vacuumed up. That's actually the point. I am not going to scrub anything. I might take a toothbrush to agitate 1 or 2 areas of the carpet, but I'm not doing stain removal. I'm not shampooing. I'm just taking my hot steam and the pressure, and I'm blasting the creases here where there's all this dirt that's still there that will not come up without some sort of liquid. I just wanna blast all around here. All right, I want to show you guys what we're looking at now. You can see in all of those little creases right there that used to be all that staining and all those little crumbs, pieces of dirt. It's a little bit more prominent here because it's a little stickier. So what I'm going to do when I come to carpet shampoo is just address this area a little bit more. But you can see all of that's gone. And now the main area that we vacuumed has a bunch of crumbs and loose pieces of dirt on it. Perfect, because when we come in for vacuum number 2, all of that is going to come up in literally like 30 seconds. Now let's get into step number 3 because it's really important that you understand this one thing. But before we get into that, I want to let you guys know below in the description box there's a link to register for a live free training that I'm hosting on September 15th. In that live free training, I'm sharing with you guys exactly how to land maintenance clients like this to build a foundation of recurring revenue monthly in your detailing business to $5 grand per month, finding no new customers, not with a big van, not with big expenses, not with a big garage, and not doing the classic stuff, wasting your money on paid ads, business cards, flyers, all that sort of stuff. I'm sharing with you the new economy strategies to building your detailing business to $5,000 a month on maintenance clients who pay you again and again, and it's not nearly as hard as you think. So go below in the YouTube description box, register your spot by clicking that link and putting in your email, and I cannot wait to see you guys there. It's been over 18 months since I last hosted a free training like this. You literally cannot afford to miss it if you want to build a real detailing business. Can't wait to see you guys there. Now at this point, I've got some loose dirt. I'm not going to go in for vacuum number 2 yet. This is what a lot of guys get wrong. They're trying to make the carpet totally free of any loose dirt before they actually spray some liquid. I'm not gonna hurt anything by spraying this liquid. I'm gonna be using the enzyme cleaner from P&S and the carpet bomber from P&S. The reason why I'm using the first 2 parts of their 3-tiered carpet cleaning system is because I believe that this area that was stained was actually something like milk or sweet tea. So I'm going to now use my dedicated carpet cleaner. This is again an enzyme cleaner because it's organic material. I'm gonna start with the area that was heavily stained. So I'm gonna spray this area here. I'm gonna let it sit as I do that. And then I'm gonna spray the carpet bomber on top of that. And I'm not gonna oversaturate it. Spray my carpet bomber on top, just like this. And then I'm not going to deal with any other area of the carpet. Why? Because the other area of this carpet is not like traditional carpeting. So while this is sitting there breaking down that primarily stained piece, I'm going to clean the rest of the carpet really easily by spraying my microfiber towel and lightly wiping it up, because this area isn't dirty. It's got a floorboard on top of it. The floor mat is what really needs to be cleaned. This really doesn't. It's the edges. So as I let that sit, I'm going to start taking my little tiny toothbrush and my microfiber towel, scrubbing very, very lightly, making quick work of these edges. Okay, now that I've cleaned the edges and they're not dry yet, no problem. No, I didn't extract it and pull all the carpet cleaning solution out. I'm gonna take my carpet bomber. I'm gonna spray the general area just like this. I'm not oversaturating it, just getting a light mist. I'm gonna take my microfiber towel, flip it to a clean side, lightly rub. No reason for me to spend a ton of time doing this or a ton of labor whatsoever. Just like this. Done. Now I want you guys to see what this looks like at this point. You can see the staining is gone from the edges. There is a little bit of a lighter appearance. It's because those areas are not covered with the floor mat, so they do get kind of bleached by the sun over time, but the staining is gone. Almost all of the loose pieces of dirt are up. I'm about to do one last steaming around here, a quick vacuum, and we'll look at the after result. All right, let's look at the finished result here. I'm just going to pan around in a few different ways here so you guys can see. Again, there's the after. Pull up there, and here's the before. All right, very effective way to deal with the impossible carpeting. So just as a quick recap and to explain why it works, number one, you just vacuum up all the loose debris that you can. It's really important that you don't waste time here because most detailers are trying to get everything. You're not gonna get everything on the impossible carpet here. You gotta just vacuum up the loose debris. Number two, take your steamer with the single head, not a brush, not anything else, just a single spray, and you wanna blast all those areas that are most caked with the dirt. Even if it's not stained, it's just trapped dirt and debris. Blast those areas, let it fly all over, don't worry about it. Finally, number three, I am not yet going back in for a second vacuum. You gotta resist the urge here to vacuum a second time. If it's a crazy amount of dirt and debris, yes, you can vacuum a second time. But even if I got loose dirt and debris around, I can still go ahead and take my carpet cleaner and spray it on those heavily stained areas or the areas where there's still a lot of dirt trapped even after the steamer. Spray those areas, take my toothbrush, and the reason I like using a toothbrush is because it dials it in. I'm just addressing like a very specific area. Sometimes a bigger brush or a drill brush doesn't get those tiny areas, those seams where all that stuff tends to build up. I brush, I mop it up with a microfiber towel. I come back in for step number four, which I'm just blasting with my steamer. It's gonna heat up that carpet cleaner that you are using, so I'm blasting. Finally, I mop up, I come in for a final vacuum. That is a very easy 5-step process to addressing the impossible carpeting, and the reason it's so important is because if you don't have a system like this, you spend all day on one area, right? So breaking down things in terms of systems and efficacy. Do I still have some dirt and loose stuff in that impossible carpeting? Yes, but it's so microscopic and so minute, it doesn't matter. You're never gonna get it perfect because it's the impossible carpeting, but you gotta break things down this way if you're ever gonna save time and be efficient while you're detailing. Guys, don't forget before you leave this video, if you're not yet registered for the live free training I'm hosting on September 15th, the link is in the YouTube description box to register. The spots fill up quickly, so I do suggest if you're interested, make sure to grab a free spot right now so we don't have to turn you away later. And all the tools and products that I used in this video will be linked up in the YouTube description box as well for those of you who are interested. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this helpful, share this video on your social network, send it to a friend, put it somewhere where other detailers can see it so that they can start saving time and money as well. Sometimes we take for granted the fact that we have all this free information now on YouTube, and there was a time, believe it or not, where that didn't exist, and us detailers had to figure things out for ourselves. So if you found value, make sure to share it, and as always from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next video.